another wet day. Some chaff comes in, doesn't it? Putting the rain trails in that far corner, keep them out of the turning circle, because the moment the trucks can drive in, tip in that corner, if they're dry, they tip in that corner, they can actually loop in the middle. But we've got nowhere left to keep the trailers dry. Everywhere's full of grain at the moment. We're just trying to stick them in this far corner here out the way. Actually, there's probably not enough room to swing a truck in here, leaving this one inside. So I'm going to take it outside, leave it with the box tipped up, because in reality, if it was to rain, we won't be going combining until the corner dries. So if the box is left tipped up, the trailer will dry quicker than the corn, hopefully. While it's raining again, I'm going to go up to Everton and empty their grass clippings. They've just said it stinks. It does. I think it's worse than cow muck. It's all wet and juicy this time as well. Not been cutting any grass in the dry this year, have they? Got some goals in the way. Tanks them, aren't they? We just come up here to tip the grass clippings out, cut this field in the dark. We're putting the grass clippings to stop the kids coming out of the woods and playing in the field, and just realised that because we cut it in the dark, we missed a little triangle on the GPS. So we started a straight line and walked it that way, and then I forgot about it and never come back to it. Is it worth putting a header on for, or do we just flail it in? No. I think a little dollop here where they're coming through will do. That should do the trick there. There's a little gap in this other corner here as well. There we go. There we go. Leave that there, and then we'll spread it with a hook spreader. For the time being, it'll keep them out. They won't want to walk through that with the trainees on. If you're not farming, you can cut your hedges whenever you want. So Andrew's cutting the hedges here for the training ground. To be honest though, they're a highway hazard. You can't really fit down that road. People have to walk in the road because they can't get on the grass verge. Just a quick load of muck out as well while we're on with it. Dirty the trailer. Should be cutting wheat, not messing about on the first day of August. Stevie. Little bale of straw there. On the solace now, cleaning off the drying floor. It's finished on barley now, so we're just sweeping it in, and then it's going to go on to wheat. I think we're going to dry some for a neighbour actually before we start drying some more of our own. Next door's bringing the wheat in. I'm just levelling it off now on the drying floor so it's nice and level. That way it'll dry more consistently. Hopefully that should be good enough. Acid rain, look at that, overnight. Something's broken on the chipper bed, so Rob's just been welding it, and then also some bolts have sheared for a drive on here on this, so he's been trying to drill them out, get easy outs in. He's got that one out obviously, but there's still another two stuck in, which is a bit of a pain. Looks a bit dry, that bearing as well. When we put grain in there higher, can you see the angle of repose? Well, the floor stops here, but that wall should have carried on. So that side we have carried it on with that concrete panel. This side we never had, so we're just going to weld this old door that someone munched onto there, and then we'll put a piece of wood then following on and probably brace it back to that. Can't put a concrete block here because we then wouldn't be able to open this door. we've just got the welder now after Rob had finished with it on the chipper. Not very thick, the door, but should do. Whatever's inside it burns. This is the old door off there that got caught with a bucket one day. But at least we can slope the grain now. Against that wall. Put a bit of plywood here. Bit of Tom Reese's rapeseed. Another wagon here for barley. Tractor tipping wheat for drying as well. Waiting for these two trucks yesterday and they've only just turned up today, all at the same time. Panel's moved and it's creating a gap here. So we've just got the porter press now. I'm just going to press it back across. Check there's nothing in that gap there. It's going to cause a problem. Come on, just jack that, Liv. Yeah. Come on, it's going. Slowly. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's a slow tip. It's net down, don't we, before we can't get to it. I'll wait for it to dry up. Rob and Andrew are just testing the chipper now. They've put some parts on it and done some work on it. Hopefully it's going to work okay. Big job on here as Liv and Hannah are sampling the wheat off the drying floor. Going to push the spear in as deep as they can. That roller needs new spikes on it, can't grab it properly, can it? Andrew was driving this the other day. Let's see if he's left me any of my snacks. He actually has, to be fair. After 48 hours, we're back out cutting. That's the moisture at the moment. So we'll be drying this over the next few days. This field is very, very variable. It's doing all right in places, but where it's sandy, it's just not yielding at all. When will we get that perfect year? Will we get some rain in June? It's a quality load, I would do say so myself. Most of it's probably water mine, but first load leaving the field, 23% now it's saying. Little lesson there of why you should keep it in four-wheel drive and stick to the tram lines. This isn't moving, so I'll see if I can thrutch it out. Now I've got it stuck worse. Who was driving? Horsefly. Bill's gone to get a chain or a strap because we're not far from his yard. I got on and backed it up and the trailer actually came out the ruts. So I could see where they'd driven it hadn't sunk. So I thought I'll back further down the field to where it's drier and then floor it over to the tram line. Anyway, the trailer come out and just drops in a hole that wasn't even there in the first place. So now the trailer's down on the tractor. So Rob's here with the 936 he's going to drop his trailer, put a strap on it and pull it out forwards hopefully. I'm just going to fill the back of the silage trailer because if I fill the front, the shoe on it will sink. So I'm just going to fill the back onto the wheels and the axles. Just put a little tiny bit of weight on the nose. Looks like they've got it out because it's near the gateway now. They've got a video of it anyway. Feet. That looks further than 164 feet to get to that hedge line there where it can jut out. 98 feet. It's going to overflow the tank. 0 feet. Tank full. 50 yards to go. Maybe 100 yards. I'll just take it steady and hopefully I'll make it to the end. I made it 100% on the tank. I can't hear it rattling on the roof yet, but it's still emptying the system. So it might, see it's measuring it going up the auger, so it might start rattling on the roof before I get to the trailer. Right, we're waiting for a trailer. And Bill's explaining something to me about this road here, because it's quite interesting, so over to Bill.
Right, that's Withing Way. It runs dead end into the River Mersey. If you look across the river, next to the factory there's a small church, and going back as far as Roman times there was a ford across the river. It was the main road from Chester to Liverpool. If you were on a horse, the next place you could cross the River Mersey was at Lymm, so obviously it was a very important crossing, and militarily it was easily defended, and we were just talking by the bushes over on the edge of the river there, on the top of the hump. When we had potatoes there was massive stones, and theory is, I think anyway, they probably had a cannon or something there to defend it. In the Civil War, Prince Rupert left Chester, came to Liverpool, and he came across here up the Withing Way, and he met Lord Derby, who had raised an army in Ireland and the Isle of Man, and then they went on a rampage all the way up through Wigan, Bolton, and eventually finished up in York. When they got to York, they got beat at Stamford Bridge. Not by Chelsea, but they got beat at Stamford Bridge, and then they chased the Prince Rupert and his remnants of his army all the way back to Hale, and they thought they had them secured in Hale, they had them surrounded. But in the middle of the night, they got across the ford into Cheshire and then back to Chester, and thus Prince Rupert survived. And that's why Hale, years ago, was quite important, and we've got our own Lord Mayor, and because the King wanted to levy a charge to cross the river, but because we had no court, we couldn't find people if they didn't pay up. And that's why we've got 700 years ago, King John gave us a charter to have a Lord Mayor.
There you go.
Of which I'm the next one.
Yeah,
in October.
Of Hale, yeah. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, so there you go.
Oh, that's an interesting fact about this field.
Yeah.
Well, the field ticked off. Rob's come up the road there. The road goes down that way and then it crossed the river. And it had a complete S-bend in it. And it puzzled everyone, but my theory is it went along and then it went over a bridge and then turned, because there is a bit of a ditch there. I don't know why it might have an S-bend. Back at HQ, bit of wheat on the top there, bit of wheat on here. I have to scoop that off in the morning. Put it in the dryer. Ian's on the birthday bumper.
Problem with a late bumper, you've got to play Hunter Buggy. Thomas Meek is 6, Simon Effley is 55, Matt and Catherine Hazelhurst 25-year anniversary, congratulations to you. Ralph Horton is 1, Valerie Grace, happy birthday, and John Pearson, 66, tomorrow. Who I'm doing today, in case we forget, I'd rather you were on it than not. £41,726 raised.
That is all for today. I need some tea. Thanks for, oh, how are you today? I'm a bit better, 80%. Got a little bit done today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. That's about it, folks.